Hi there, this is Galit Goldfarb, and thank you very much for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 keys to building muscle on a plant-based diet, because people have been asking me if it is possible to build muscle tissue on a plant-based diet, and of course my answer is yes. In fact, the truth is that muscle building is a totally natural process, and it is definitely worth going about it without the risky use of steroids or too much meat in the diet. Steroid use, of course, has been linked to acne, baldness, depression, infertility, and even impotence. And too much meat consumption has been linked to all the major diseases that kill most of the people in the world today. So definitely something that you want to do if you're on a to join a plant-based diet and build muscle if you're into muscle building. So, how do you build muscle on a plant-based diet? Here are 3 simple suggestions. There are actually 4. So the first one is to eat sufficient protein, but no need for high-quality protein. We know that protein is everyone's go-to muscle-building macronutrient, and that is for a good reason. It repairs the tiny tears in muscle tissue which occur during weight training. This helps muscles grow bigger much faster. Protein also allows for muscle rejuvenation. So how much protein do we really need to build muscle? Well, this depends, of course, on your individual needs and your training program. In general, for most weight trainers in need of muscle building, 1.6 grams of protein per kilo of body weight is ideally recommended by the British Journal of Sports Medicine. So if you weigh 165 pounds, then you will need 120 grams of protein per day. So what about the protein sources? I suggest you go for high quality whole foods. These are better than the high quality proteins that come from animal products, because any protein basically that is ingested is broken down into individual amino acids, and then it's put back together into new proteins in a process called protein biosynthesis. So actually this occurs 3 to 4 times every single day. And it is through slow and steady synthesis of new proteins from actually low quality plant-based sources that have been proven to be much healthier for humans. So definitely a way to do that. Which plant-based sources are the richest in protein? Number 1 is organic soy. It's a great choice. 36 grams of protein per 100 grams. Really, yeah. So tofu, soybeans can be on your list. You don't have to worry about the phytoestrogens found in soybeans. You can actually look it up on my website. I wrote a whole article on this. Most beans as well, other beans, have much less protein but are still very good protein sources with 21 grams of protein per 100 grams. Lentils have a little bit less, but you can eat much more higher quantities of them. They're much lower in calories as well, and they have about 10 grams of protein per 100 grams. Now, nuts and seeds pack a big protein punch with 20 grams per 100 grams on average, and you can add them to your salads, to your snacks, to basically everything. You can use them as spreads on your sandwiches. Perfect for getting more protein in your diet. Now, whole grains are also rich in protein with about 14 grams of protein on average, and quinoa has just over 15 grams of protein per 100 grams. So if you like quinoa, it's even better. Now, the punchline food is the superfood spirulina, which has 57 grams of protein per 100 grams of spirulina. So you can add it to your shakes, you can sprinkle it on your food, and you can even take it in tablet form. It provides a wealth of nutrients as well as iodine, which helps keep up your performance. Now, just by consuming 3 meals a day, with each meal having a whole grain and a legume, and 2 daily snacks of nuts or seeds, then you've already passed your daily protein requirements for muscle building. And if you consume a little bit of spirulina, then you're way over your protein requirements. So that's wonderful. Now, you also want to make sure that you're eating a nutrient-dense diet for optimal muscle growth. You want to include plenty of vegetables. Broccoli and kale are particularly rich in protein as well as many other nutrients. You can add kale to any of your sandwiches, add broccoli to your lunchtime salad, or eat it as a cooked side dish for your dinner. every food that you choose to consume should help give you an overall daily nutrient intake a boost. So think about whatever you're putting into your mouth, you want to get something out of it. Now, here's a short list of nutrient-dense vegetables. The first one is asparagus, then artichoke, avocados, ladyfingers, cauliflower, of course, celery, cucumber, ginger and garlic, leeks, and all of the onions from onion family. Excellent foods. Mushrooms as well. Red peppers, parsley and parsley root, cilantro, potatoes, beets, of course, red beets, spinach, and all the green leafy vegetables, sweet potatoes, and tomatoes, as well as any other local in-season vegetables, as well as fruit. Definitely include fruit. They also have protein in them, and they also are very rich in nutrients. Now, the next tip is to get sufficient rest. Weight training stimulates muscle growth, but resting is just as important for building your strength and endurance and building muscle tissue. So this means to take 1 day of rest a week and to get sufficient sleep. This is vital for building muscles. Sleep is when your body is in its most anabolic state. You are building muscles, which the REM part of sleep, you have growth hormone that's coming out, and this is really helping to build muscles. It also helps burn fat, and it repairs any injuries. So that's great. Get enough sleep. Now, the next tip is to aim for a mix of lifting lighter and heavier weights through interval weight training. When you lift heavier weights, your nervous system needs time to adjust to new fiber activation in the muscles. And using lighter weights with more repetition lets your nervous system recover while still challenging your muscles. The combination of lifting both light and heavy weights will work to strengthen and build muscle tissue without making you too tired. So, to conclude, I recommend eating sufficient low-quality, protein-rich foods, consuming high nutrient-dense foods that I mentioned before, and also getting sufficient rest to support new muscle growth, and using both lighter and heavier weights in intervals in your routine to build muscle tissue without burning out. You may also find an interest in another video I prepared on the 5 critical guidelines for athletes. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and you may visit my website at www.thegorilladiet.com for much more health and weight loss and sports nutrition information that you may need, all free of charge. Thank you very much for joining, and see you in the next video.